is actually a trap? Just pause for a second. What if the very moment you stop using your gifts, stop learning, stop growing, is the moment life begins to shrink around you? Where are you listening from right now? Drop the name of your city in the comments. I want to see where the real thinkers are tuning in from today. And if you're already feeling this in your gut, give this a like and subscribe, because we're not slowing down here. We're speeding up. And I'm not here to tell you to stay busy for fun. I'm here to help you see why this phase of your life might be your most important mission yet. Because I believe you still have more to give. Much more. Now, let me paint a picture for you. Imagine a man named William, 67 years old, retired 2 years ago. He was told, "You've worked hard, relax now." So he did. He slept in, he watched television, he took a walk here and there, and little by little, his spark began to dim. Not because he was lazy, but because purpose, structure, challenge disappeared. And here's the shock. This happens more often than people want to admit. According to research from the Institute of Economic Affairs, 40% of retirees experience clinical depression. Why? Because the mind doesn't want to retire. It wants to contribute. So now I'll ask you, have you ever had a moment where you felt invisible? Like people don't look at you the same now that you're retired? Have you ever caught yourself thinking, is this all that's left? If you've ever felt that you're not alone, and I'm here to challenge that thought right here, right now, because this stage of your life can be your most powerful stage. I've worked with engineers in their 70s, people who are mentally sharper because they never stopped learning, because they never bought into the lie that aging means stopping. I don't care if you've never built a rocket. I care if you're still building yourself. Listen, retirement shouldn't mean the end of working. It should mean the beginning of working on what truly matters to you. And that's the shift I want you to make. You see, I believe God didn't bring you this far just to sit still. He gave you wisdom, decades of it. He gave you experience, hard-won. You've fallen and gotten up more times than most people half your age. So why waste that? Why not share it, teach it, live it out, louder than ever before? If you're here, if you're breathing, you still have purpose. Here's what I want you to do today. Write down 3 things you know better than most people. Not fancy things, life things. Like how to be patient with grandkids when they're crying. How to stay calm when others panic. How to survive failure and come out stronger. Those aren't just nice lessons. They're gold. They're your wisdom, and someone out there needs it. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how to turn that wisdom into action, into something meaningful, into a daily rhythm that gives you more energy, more clarity, more fire than you felt in years. But before I do that, ask yourself this. What's one thing you've always wanted to do but never gave yourself permission to try? Put it in the comments, say it out loud. Don't be afraid of looking too bold, because being bold is exactly what's needed right now. I'm not here to entertain you. I'm here to wake something up in you. Something maybe you thought was gone, but it's not gone. It's waiting. This isn't about ignoring rest. Rest is important. But retirement should never mean retreat. And in a few minutes, I'll tell you what to do instead of retiring completely. A new kind of mission. But first, I need to show you why purpose is everything. And how it works like oxygen for your brain, your body, your soul. Stay with me. Because if you walk with me through this journey, you'll come out not just surviving, but thriving. If you take away purpose from a person, it's like taking oxygen out of a room. You may still be alive, but not for long. Purpose is not optional, especially after 60. Let me ask you again. Have you noticed how quickly things change when your calendar becomes empty? No more deadlines, no more reasons to dress up, get out, or push through. At first, that feels like freedom. But too much freedom without direction, it becomes drift. And when you drift long enough, you lose sight of who you are. That's what happened to Gloria, a 72-year-old woman from Kansas. Her whole life, she was a high school math teacher. When she retired, she thought, finally, I get to rest. But by the third month, she told her daughter, I don't feel like me anymore. I just feel like I'm fading. You know what saved her? Not a cruise, not television, not sitting in a recliner all day. It was tutoring 2 kids in her neighborhood once a week. That's it. 2 afternoons, 2 lives changed, and hers came back to life too. Here's what we know from science. The brain doesn't stop needing stimulation after 60, 70, or even 90. In fact, studies from Harvard Medical School show that seniors who engage in consistent, purposeful activities reduce their risk of Alzheimer's by up to 30%. Purpose doesn't just make life feel better. It literally keeps your brain sharp longer. It's like a car engine. Leave it running at idle for too long, it gets weaker. But give it a road, give it a destination, and it stays strong. So let me ask you now, what's your current destination? If you don't have one, don't worry. Let's create one right now. 3 simple ways to reactivate your purpose after retirement. 1. Create a weekly mission. Don't aim for something vague like stay active. That doesn't work. Instead, every Sunday, write down one small mission for the week. Examples, call and encourage 3 people going through something. Learn something new about American history and share it. Take one neighbor out for lunch and listen to their story. It doesn't have to be huge, but it does have to be specific. When your week has a purpose, you wake up different. 2, build a wisdom legacy folder. This is powerful. Take a notebook or your computer and begin documenting the things you've learned in life that you wish you knew earlier. Imagine your children, grandchildren, or even total strangers reading your hard-won wisdom. This is not a memoir. It's a life manual. Your legacy, and you don't have to share it right away. Just start recording it. You'll begin to feel purpose reignite because you'll realize how much you actually know and how valuable your life has been. 3, find one person to help each week. It doesn't matter how small the help is. It could be mentoring, listening, fixing something, making a call. But one active impact per week keeps your spirit engaged and your mind alive. Remember, God didn't design you for retirement. He designed you for relationship and contribution. Even the Bible says the righteous will still bear fruit in old age. You're not done, not by a long shot. Let's talk honestly. A lot of seniors I've spoken with, and maybe you feel this too, they tell me, I feel like the world doesn't need me anymore. And I look them right in the eye and say, that's the biggest lie of all. The world is hungrier for your wisdom than ever before. But the reason most people never hear it is because seniors have been told to stay quiet. Don't stay quiet. Be the mentor, be the encourager, be the one who still shows up when no one else does. We don't need more noise in this world. We need voices of wisdom. That's you. What's one small mission you could do this week? Think about it. Write it in the comments. Let's inspire someone else who might feel stuck right now. You never know how your action can spark another life. And in a moment, I'll show you why the modern idea of retirement doesn't even match reality anymore. The world has changed. And I'll share what the most successful seniors are doing today. People who are thriving, learning, earning, and influencing, even in their 70 and 80. But I'll also tell you the one daily mistake most retirees make that silently ruins their energy and mood without them even noticing. And yes, we'll talk about how to fix that too. So stay with me. You're not living on leftovers. You're living in a new chapter, and that chapter is yours to write. The idea of retirement that most people are living by was invented for a world that no longer exists. Let's call it what it is. The traditional retirement plan, it was built for a 1999 economy. You worked one job, got a pension, played some golf, and faded out quietly. But this is 2025, and that script is not just outdated, it's dangerous. Because If you follow a path designed for a different world, you may end up lost in this one. Let me tell you the uncomfortable truth. Retirement is not a reward. It's a transition. And if you don't actively shape that transition, it will shape you. When people retire without a plan for growth, for meaning, for rhythm, they don't get peace. They get boredom, they get loneliness, and eventually they get disconnected from the very life they spent decades building. Take James, 69, from North Carolina. He used to work in logistics, retired at 65, but he didn't feel right. So instead of slowing down, he started something simple. A YouTube channel teaching younger men how to fix old cars. He gets maybe 2,000 views per video, not millions, but the emails he gets, people telling him, you saved me money, you reminded me of my dad, you helped me connect with my son, and you know what he told me? I feel more alive now than I did in my 40s. Here's the truth. Your value does not drop with age. Your visibility might, but your value, it multiplies if you stay in motion, and motion doesn't have to mean going back to a 9 to 5. It could mean teaching once a week, writing what you've learned, speaking into someone's life, starting a small passion-based project, even volunteering in a way that actually lights you up. You don't need to do everything, but you do need to do something that matters. Now let's talk about energy. You might have heard people say, I'm just too tired. And that's real. Aging shifts your energy. But here's what's more important. Energy doesn't come before purpose. It comes from purpose. Read that again. You don't wake up energized and then go do meaningful things. You do something meaningful, and that act gives you energy. It's called an energy loop. Every time you do something that connects your mind, body, and spirit, you get energy back. Even science backs this up. Neuroscientists call it dopaminergic return. When you do something rewarding, your brain gives you the fuel to keep going. So if you feel tired all the time, it might not be your body. It might be the lack of meaningful stimulation. Let me ask you this. What's something you did this week that made you feel useful? Even if it was small, helping a friend, praying with someone, fixing something in the house, share it in the comments. You never know who needs that encouragement today. And if you can't think of anything, that's okay, because your next act can begin today. God didn't design you for passive living. You are not a background character in your own story. You are still a vessel for light, for wisdom, for action. Even Jesus said in John 9, verse 4, we must work the works of him who sent me while it is day. Night is coming when no one can work. It is still day. You still have breath. That means you still have calling. Now, let's bring this full circle. You remember when I said, don't retire? That wasn't a gimmick. It was a warning and an invitation. Because the real danger of retirement is that it slowly convinces people to disconnect from growth, from community, from purpose. But if you stay engaged with your mind, your mission, and your maker, you can enter a kind of second life stronger than the first. And in just a few moments, I'm going to share exactly what that second life can look like. Not just the mindset, but the step-by-step framework I've seen transform the lives of seniors all across America. People just like you. People who rejected passive retirement and instead redesigned their lives with passion and mission. Stay with me, because what I'm going to share next, it's the 5-point system I've seen reignite joy, drive, and identity in those who thought their best days were behind them. And I promise you this, you will leave the next few minutes with a clear, doable plan, a way to step into a second life with meaning. And you won't need money. You won't need fame. You'll only need yourself and your willingness to begin. You didn't come this far to stop now. You didn't survive everything you've survived just to coast through the last part of your life. You're still here for a reason. Let's build it together. You've waited for the plan. The real alternative to retirement, what to actually do instead of fading out, here it is. This is a simple 5-step system I've seen transform the lives of countless seniors, not by giving them more to do, but by giving them more to become. You don't need to follow anyone's rules anymore. You get to design your own, and this is where it starts. Step 1, claim your second mission. Stop asking, what should I do now? Start asking, who do I want to help now? See the difference? Your second mission isn't about staying busy. It's about becoming useful to someone again. Maybe it's mentoring young entrepreneurs. Maybe it's helping your community garden. Maybe it's volunteering at church or teaching what you know. You don't need a title. You need a target. Pick one. Step 2, create your purpose ritual. Ritual builds rhythm. Rhythm builds identity. Every day, you need one non-negotiable that ties into your mission. Morning, writing, 20-minute walk while praying, a phone call to someone who needs encouragement, reading for wisdom, not just entertainment. Don't let your days blur together. Build anchors. Step 3, protect your energy sources. Listen closely. Most people talk about energy like it's random, but energy is not accidental, it's strategic. After 60, you must protect 3 key energy sources. 1, mental energy, reduce negative news, increase curiosity, learn something new weekly. 2, emotional energy, spend time only with people who uplift you, not drain you. 3, spiritual energy, pray, reflect, ask God what you're still here for. He hasn't left you yet. You can't serve your mission if your tank is empty. Fill it first. Step 4, teach, don't just tell. You've lived a long time, you've made mistakes, you've learned, but the next generation, they're overwhelmed. They need your voice, not to shout from a distance, but to walk beside them. Don't just tell them what you did. Teach them what you learned from it. Start small. Share advice with your grandson. Help a neighbor navigate something you've mastered. Offer support to someone going through what you've overcome. This isn't just for them. It's for you. Because teaching makes life matter. Step 5. Design your legacy impact. Here's where everything connects. Ask yourself one question. What do I want to leave behind? Not in things, but in people. Your house, your car, your savings. That's not your real legacy. Your real legacy is the courage you passed down, the stories you told that gave someone hope, the wisdom that lives in someone else's life now. And that legacy starts today. Most people over 60 have never been told this. Your value doesn't decrease just because the world stops paying attention. But I see you, and more importantly, God sees you. He's not finished with you. He's just now unlocking the part of your life where you give the most without needing applause.